Cassie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with a quick editing tip, and that is to let your work rest. Let it rest, let it rest. And now you have Frozen stuck in your head, so you're welcome. Once you get past your first draft and into stages of editing, it's really important to let your work rest for a while. Because if you come at it immediately and try to edit everything that you just wrote, you're not gonna have a fresh perspective. As it is, it's already hard to get a fresh perspective on something that you've been spending so much of your time on. You can't really come at it with completely new eyes as if you've never read this story before, which would be ideal. But the longer amount of time that you let your work rest before you start editing it, the fresher your perspective is gonna be when you get back to work. And kind of a side tip that I would also add is to set yourself up to have something else to work on during this rest period. I'm currently working on a sequel to my first novel, Keep No Record, called Broken Together. And I'm actually really excited because there's this other story that I sort of started, and I'm really excited about that story, but I want to finish Broken Together first before I move on to that. And I just realized the other day that that's actually kind of perfect, because as soon as I finish the first draft, because as soon as I finish the first draft of Broken Together, I'm going to need to let it rest for a while. And during that resting period, I'm gonna want something else to do. Now, of course, you could just take a break from writing, which in some cases I think might be ideal, because that gives you an even fresher mind, I guess, coming back to your work if you've not even been writing at all for a month or so. But for me, I really like writing, and I don't think I'm gonna want to wait that long to start writing again. So I think during my resting period is when I'm going to work on this other story that I'm excited about. So that'll help to get my mind off of Broken Together and onto something else, so that when I come back to Broken Together and I'm editing through my work, I won't have been like thinking about it and stewing over it for the past month. I want to kind of forget about it as long as I can, so that I have fresher eyes when I start to edit. This is also probably a good time to give your work to beta readers or critique partners if you do that kind of thing. For me, I have my mom and my sister who help me with editing. So as soon as I'm done with my first draft of Broken Together, I'm gonna send it off to them. And instead of having them work on like specific edits like line editing and sentence structure and things like that, I'm just gonna have them focus on the story as a whole, like the pacing and the character development, and just whether or not they like the plot or find it to be interesting. And this is the perfect time to do that, because it kind of forces you to rest, because I can't start editing until I get their feedback, and obviously it's going to take them some time to read the book. So while they're reading, I can be resting and working on my second project. I think it's the best way to make sure that you have fresh eyes going into your edits. Of course, it's also very important to get other people's fresher eyes on your project as well. Having someone like a critique partner or a beta reader, or even if you don't want to call them that and it's just a friend who's reading your story to tell you what they think about it, is so important. I am definitely feeling that a lot this time around. I didn't really know how important that stage would be the first time I wrote a book, but for this one, I am certainly feeling that. There are a lot of questions I have about my current work in progress, like whether or not the pacing is good, is it too fast or too slow? Do you care about this character enough, or should I have given them more of an introduction, or would that have slowed down the pacing too much? And these are all questions that I feel like it's pretty much impossible for me to answer, especially when it comes to like, do you feel connected to this character? Because this is a character that I have been thinking about and writing for and daydreaming about for like literally years. For me, like, there's pretty much no way I could not feel connected to her, because I love her and she is like, she's my friend now. We know each other. So when I'm reading the story, and seeing her for the first time in her first scene, I already know everything about her. So it's really impossible for me to look at that and know if other people are going to connect to her. Like, at what point in the story do you start to feel connected to this person? Because I feel connected to her immediately because I already know her. And that, along with so many other questions, is one that I just can't answer on my own. I need fresh eyes. I need someone else's perspective. So once you finish your first draft of your novel, it's a great time to send it off to some other people, have them give you their thoughts, and during that period when you're waiting for feedback, you can be sort of taking a break from that mindset and trying to sort of not think about your work in progress until you get their feedback. So you can come at it with fresh eyes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button below, and if you want to see more tips like this from me every Tuesday, along with other writing videos on Thursdays, hit the subscribe button. My debut novel, Keep No Record, is available for purchase on Amazon, which I will link in the description below. Check it out before the sequel arrives. And that's it. I'll see y'all next time, and have a great day. Bye.